LinkedIn newsletters. What are they? Who is this for? And what secret powers can this unlock for you and your content? We're going to cover all this and more. If you're new here, I'm Lowell Brown from Going Social, where we make social media marketing simple. Now, before we get into LinkedIn newsletters, I have a question for you. I'm going to be creating a video with some updated information about profile tips to help you ensure that your content reaches more people and has more engagement. If you're interested in getting up a notification about that video when I release it, just type in profile tips in the comments below. Now let's get into setting up a LinkedIn newsletter. I'm going to show you step by step how to unlock this newsletter feature, and I'm going to demonstrate exactly how to create your first newsletter. Stay tuned right to the end of this video, as I'm going to also include a couple bonus tips to help ensure that your content reaches more people. Okay, so we're here in LinkedIn. I'm going to show you with one of my clients' LinkedIn profiles exactly what you need to do. Now, my client's name is Mike Lipkin. He's an international motivational speaker and business coach. This is typically your homepage on LinkedIn, exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see your feed and all that kind of stuff. We want to get to your actual profile. The easiest way to get to your profile is just to click on your own name right on the below the search bar. Okay, so once you click on that, you're going to see a screen like this. It's going to show you that you are on your profile and how your profile basically looks to other people. This is also where you would update different elements of your profile. One of the ways to get a LinkedIn newsletter is that there's a special feature on LinkedIn, and you're going to see it right here. It's called creator mode. You need to make sure that that is turned on. So you'll see that right now creator mode is turned off. What we're going to do is we're just going to click into it, and if you want to get more information about creator mode, I've created a specific video all about creator mode and all the features. All you have to do is click on the little notification up in the top right over here, and that's going to take you right to that other video. I'm not going to cover it here. We're just going to simply turn it on and show you exactly what you need to do to get rolling in creator mode and to get that LinkedIn newsletter set up. So here we are back on screen demo, and we're going to turn some of these features on after, but again, it's just going to quickly show you that we have newsletters available to us. So we're just going to click on turn it on, and now it's on. We're going to go back to our profile. So you're going to see that we now have creator mode turned on. Now, if you've ever done an update on LinkedIn, you're going to know you've got a couple different options. You can share a video, you can do a regular text post, and you can share an article. LinkedIn newsletters are essentially an extension of an article. It's basically taking an article and turning that article into a newsletter that then will get distributed to people in your feed or anyone who chooses to follow you. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but let's jump back into screen demo mode here, and I'm going to show you another explanation of what I mean here. So Mike Lipkin, when he does updates to his website, he creates a new blog post. We turn that blog post into a YouTube video. That YouTube video is also published on social media. It's also converted. We pull the audio out of that. It's converted to a podcast. I update his podcast feed. So we're doing a bunch of different things whenever he creates a new piece of content. Now, typically, like I said, you can do a regular post on LinkedIn, and you could post a photo, you could post a video, or you could write an article. So in this case, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to write an article, and you'll know that now at the top here, you've got this new section that says start your own newsletter. Try it out. And this first step, you only have to do once. The first time you create your newsletter, you're going to do this. There's a couple things to set up. We're going to walk through it right now. It's really simple. So let's get into that right now. So as you see, you need a newsletter title. You need to indicate how often approximately you publish a new newsletter. Give your newsletter a little bit of a description and upload an image. Okay. All right, so let's get into updating that right now. So his podcast is called The Potentiator. We're going to add a little short description that I'm going to add right here. This is done about bi-weekly, we're going to say. Sometimes it's monthly. And upload an image. So I have that right here. And there you go. So the big thing with a newsletter is that you can invite your connections to subscribe or to follow your newsletter. And every time you do create a new newsletter, anyone who's following your newsletter will get a separate type of a notification. So it's almost like an email newsletter, but it's on LinkedIn, and you can benefit from leveraging all the connections that you have on LinkedIn already. So let's click done. And now he's got a newsletter. Now you'll notice that when we create this, you'll see that we have this new drop down here. So when we create this new article, we can choose if we want to just create it as an individual article, like we would back here, or do we want to publish it into his newsletter? So that's how you set it up. You're going to see this has added the title, the note, and the description here on his post when we create it. If we go back to create an individual post, you'll see that that little byline has been taken away. So that's one of the big different features here. And whenever you publish something, again, you want to make sure that you choose if you want to include it as a newsletter or as a regular article, which isn't distributed as part of your newsletter on LinkedIn. So in this case, we're going to take a blog post that Mike has, which we just posted to his website. Again, every one of his videos is created as a blog post. It's posted as a video and more. So that's there. Cover image. We are going to select that. From here. And then the content of his article is exactly the same as his blog post. Take that, and then we're just going to write it in. Now this time, I do have some other elements I'm going to show you now. Typically when we create this newsletter or an article post, we would format it just exactly like his blog, and I would take his content and I would copy and paste it, and you'll notice that any line breaks are there, any links that we've created are there. We could edit those links if we wanted to. So this is going to his separate web page. I also usually embed, if we go right to the top here, I also usually embed the video, which people could watch right here as well. So we're going to take that, the link as well. That's not the one I want to use. So again, usually what I do is I also take his actual video from YouTube and I post it as part of the newsletter as well. So you can see that within a post, you can embed other content. You could add images as well. So we're going to do that right here because we created some special graphics for this newsletter. And again, I'm going to, oops, I wanted to get that from here. So he's got a little graphic that we usually put on the top. We also like to add a little footer at the bottom here. So let me see if I can do that. Down here, image. Now we typically, when we do an email newsletter, it's formatted with some of these elements, but I'm just doing this to show you that like an actual email newsletter, oops, didn't want to completely take that out. You can add other elements within it. So we've added this, this little footer here. We've added this at the top. You can add alt text. So if we wanted to, so that somebody could read that if they need to, we could add a caption. The other thing I'm going to add in the middle here is a little promotion for his book, which we're going to add right here as well, because he does have a book. And then we should hopefully be able to link this. Yes, we can. And then I can add a link to this image that's going to go to his book site where people can buy his book. So that's link. I'm just checking that this link works. We can go back in, add that link. I wanted to add the link. We can put that here. Again, just checking that it's all there. Click return and it's added. So now you can see that what we've got is we've got the title. We've got an image at the top. Again, you can adjust this if you wanted to, which actually that looks a little bit better. So we've got an image, which is the same title showing him. We've got the little details about that it is part of his new newsletter. We've got a little header image with his name. And then it gets right into his actual blog post content, which we're using as his actual newsletter on LinkedIn, his first newsletter. We've embedded a video. Again, just to show you, you could embed slides. You could add just a simple link. You could add a snippet from something. So LinkedIn gives you a lot of these advanced features that you can add within an article or within a newsletter. You could, as an example, take third-party tools. So we could embed his a podcast player as an example. We could embed anything that's got an API that works into LinkedIn, such as Twitter. You could add a tweet, for example, things like that. So these are all different things that you could add in here. And again, we've got these other elements as well. So we're done now. This is typically what I put on his newsletter. And there's one other thing that I sometimes add at the very bottom. It was just actually some text that I just add additional text at the bottom here. Let's bold this time. We'll make it a little bit different. And notice you can add headings in your text as well. You could underline text, all the formatting for anything that you want to do. So if I wanted to, I could bold this. I could use quotes. I could add a link, all that kind of stuff if I wanted to. So this is pretty much it. We've got the entire post here. And then again, it's selected there. I just click publish and it's shared. Now, notice also here, after we've created it, it is the article and the newsletter are posted. But what we can also do is share a regular post on LinkedIn. And again, that's just another way for it to show in your feed so that you can notify people about it. And under this drop-down, you can choose who you want to include it to. So the people who are going to see it are anyone plus our subscribers. You can add other details there. So I'm going to quickly just copy and paste from something else that we recently did. So I'm just going to post the title, be safe, be the safe bet, watch my latest video now. And then there's a little tagline. And then I usually add a couple hashtags, which are unique to him, and a couple general ones. usually add, when I'm adding hashtags, I usually add between 3 to 5, no more than 10. But I also will typically separate his uniquely branded hashtags first and then other ones below it. Business. Okay, so we've just got a couple hashtags there, and then click publish. So now I also want to add his newsletter to the featured section. So let's see if we can do that. So we click on that featured section. We're going to click on plus. We're going to add a newsletter. We see that this is here. And now his newsletter is added to his featured section. And now again, when we take a look at the actual newsletter on the featured section, you can now see that the first actual newsletter article has been posted. You can see the same kind of stats in terms of how many people have liked it, how many comments have been left. And also up here on the top, you can see details about your newsletter. So this was shortly after we have returned to this screen to see. And again, just to, as I mentioned earlier, once you create this newsletter, it will send out a notification to your followers, inviting them to subscribe. So Mike has already attracted over 2,000 subscribers to his newsletter, and he's only posted one actual newsletter. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, we're tapping into his follower base on LinkedIn. We're tapping into people that are reaching and engaging and being exposed to his regular posts on LinkedIn. And now adding in the layer of the newsletter, he's expanded his reach even more. And the next time we do a post, more people will be exposed to his regular post content. And the next time we do a newsletter, he's guaranteed that he will reach over 2,000 people once he publishes this newsletter on LinkedIn. And that number is going to continue to grow as it has been. So this is, again, an extension of what we're doing with all of his other marketing. He creates a video that we post to his website as a blog. We share that blog post, we take snippets of it, repurpose the content on social media, on the various platforms. We come to LinkedIn, we post it, but we also create a newsletter there. We create an email newsletter with his content, the same exact content. And we also take the audio from YouTube. Again, this is published to YouTube as well. We take the audio from that, we strip that out, we upload it to his podcast feed. And again, he's got a podcast. So he's got all one piece of content that's being shared across all these different platforms and all these different repurposed in all these different ways. And each time we do this, we're able to reach more and more people with his content. So again, if we go back to his profile, you'll see that you see his regular feed here. We click under his name. When we go to his profile and we log down, there's the featured section, and we've got his newsletter now featured right there, front and center on his profile. And you can see that his activity from when we posted that article has been posted there as well. So in summary, I've shown you how to turn on creator mode in LinkedIn and how this unlocks that newsletter feature for you. What we then did was we set up the newsletter, which you only have to do once. And then I showed you how the newsletter is created in a similar way that you would when you are publishing an article on LinkedIn, and how you just toggle a little section to choose whether it's an article post or whether it's a actual newsletter post. And then I showed you how users can subscribe to follow that newsletter, and therefore you're able to reach more people. And I also showed you how we took that newsletter section, we featured it on his profile in the featured section of his profile. And again, that showed how more people can get exposed to it if they are finding out about Mike and they don't know who he is, they're checking him out on his profile. That's another area where you can get more followers for your content. So that wraps up this LinkedIn marketing video. As mentioned, I've created another video that covers all about the creator mode and other features that I didn't cover in this video that unlocks for you and your marketing efforts on LinkedIn. So be sure to check that out. There'll be a link in the comments below for that. Once again, I'm Lowell Brown from Going Social, where we make social media marketing simple. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications whenever I create new videos. And this also helps other people get exposed to our videos so we can help reignite their LinkedIn marketing efforts as well. So I hope this LinkedIn marketing video has been helpful for you. Stay tuned, I've got more coming up, and remember to click and watch that other video, and I'll see you in that next video. Once again, I'm Lowell Brown from Going Social, where we make marketing. Please remember to like this video and subscribe so you'll get a notification for all the other videos. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so you'll get notifications of upcoming videos. And this also helps us reach more people so we can help others reignite their marketing, LinkedIn marketing. Once again, I'm Lowell Brown from Going Social, where we make social media marketing easy. And once again, I'm Lowell Brown from Going Social, where we make blah, 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 bop. Please remember to like and subscribe. Blah. Bye.